Yeah, so Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, all praises and all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and do well. Salutations to the Akim and the four winds, preaching the truth and sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever. The hopeful elect, the elect, Shalom. To the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father, have come back to the fold. Shalom to you sisters, you Akwathium, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence. This your brother Aram Yahawada with the lesson. And as you can see, CNBC news article, oil prices and news, right? So oil jumps 1% after Houthis attack on oil tanker in Red Sea, right? This was published Sunday, January 28th, 2024 at 9 p.m., right? So this is quite recent, right? It says oil prices on Monday jump. Oh, it's like, yeah, oil prices jump 1% on Monday, which is today, right? On fuel supply concerns after a missile struck a traffic Trafagola, Slovakia, uh, operated fuel tanker in the Red Sea, and Russia refined product exports are set to fall as several refiners are under repair after drone strike. So this is definitely going to take you into World War III, right? You're doing strikes, because that's the one thing you cannot do. You cannot attack someone else's way of life, way of living. That's their money. That's their economic fortitude, right? So, being that may, you're gonna have to go into World War III, which is your inevitable doom, the doom to the Edomite society, doom to this American society, right? Right? The world as you know it is gonna come to an end. Not the world itself, but the world as you know it, right? Right? This thing where you could do it thy will, that's all gonna get put away, man. Yeah. So this is WSJ. So, says Middle East Houthis attack U.S. warship as China urges Iran to rein in rebels. Tehran tells Beijing it doesn't control Yemen rebel group, right? It says a Yemen rebel group launches missiles at U.S. destroyer and British tanker as China pressed Iran to lean on Houthis to halt their attacks in the Red Sea that have sent global shipping costs surging, right? So it's this whole thing is starting to affect everyone, right? And the Houthis, right, which goes into Ishmael, right? And you know, you could see, you know, knowing that where the Bible is jumping off the pages, man. We're living in real biblical times. This is Genesis chapter 16, verse 11. And the angel of Yahweh said unto her, behold, means look, feast your eyes, pay attention. Thus art with child, right? She's pregnant, man. Look, I'm gonna tell you something. I know you're with the child, right? And shall bear a son. So this is almost similar to the way the angel broke down about Yahushua, right? He should die for his people, for their sins, right? So this is just exclusively for this person or this man child that's going to be born, right? So this is exclusively unto him. So it says, and shall bear a son, and shall call his name Ishmael. So he's tell him just straight up and down, this is what it is, Ishmael. Because Yahweh have heard thy affliction. See, hey, the Lord heard what you had to say, what was going on. Look, the Lord is merciful, right? Even to these heathen. Yeah, the Lord's only about Israel pretty much, but it's mercy that that the Israelites are going to enslave you for 1,000 years, and then you're going to be able to go to your own lands, and then you just have to pay tribute, and then you're going to see a world ruled in righteousness, right? But somehow all you nations want to buck up against what's inevitably I'm stumbling on it, inevitably finna happen, but also it's what's gonna be good for the planet, man. The rest of you had your chance to rule. The Lord allowed you to have your 13 Chinese dynasties, or you know what I mean, which you're known as Moab. We let you have that. The Lord let you have that. The Lord let Ham have the Babylonian empire. He let him have the Egyptian or Mizraim empire. He let you Edomites have the Greeks and the Romans. And then here's your second leg of the Roman Empire. He let you rule. But guess what? You're not fit to rule the world, man. Only his son is. Only the son of the Father, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, which his real name is Yahushua, is fit to govern the world, right? So you had your chance. You had your opportunities, right? The Lord heard your afflictions. He gave you a little bit of blessing. See, that's what he's going to say. But see, look, as it's coming up, it's showing, look, and so the Lord's going to give his attributes of who he is, what the things that he's going to perform. And it's happening right now to this very moment, right? I just read you two articles. One, he's shooting at the Russians. The other one's he's shooting at Americans, right? And he will be a wild man. His hand will be against every man. See? He's shooting at the Russians, shooting at America. Hey, look, I don't have no sides in this. I just know y'all out here messing with our way of life. Right? And none of you are for the benefit of the whole world. We can see that through the CV19, the whole world pandemic, and nothing good came out of it, right? Only for the elites, right? Everybody's frustrated, right? Even these people that got these smaller governments, right? That's why it's going to be the wars, the rumors of wars, right? Nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. This is the time that we're living in, right? It says, and he will be a wild man. His hand will be against every man, and every man hand against him. And that's how it's been. Russia's been fighting against them, so they know who their enemy is. Even Putin, I seen an interview where Putin said, hey, when they were fighting the Taliban, who you think was out there helping them? He said he was helping fighting the Taliban. So they know exactly who their enemy is. It's not a surprise like, oh my God, they struck the Russian ships too. But then they struck the Americans. So, let me scratch my head. No, these are the people who've been fighting against them for quite some time, man. America, Russia, they've been fighting against them we're talking over 20 years. So they know exactly what they're doing. That's why his hand is against every man. And every man is against him. Right? And he shall dwell in the presence of his brethren, right? So he's right in the midst of everything, what they call the Middle East, right? It's right in the middle of everything, right in the midst of everything, right? Right in the presence of everything, right? Yeah, so this is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 7. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee? So, hey, so it is a surprise that they've been warned against these people trying to come in and take their way of life, getting their women to buck up against them, having their women talking about they don't have to cover their heads, right? We don't gotta cover our face no more. That's the way they live. That's the way they keep their women modest. The way they keep their government and their thing with some type of self-control, with some type of dignity, right? You're supposed to be a shame-faced woman. Even the Bible speaks of that, man. Right? So you're trying to take the way of the way they live. So they saying, you know what? F the Russians, F the Americans. We know who we've been fighting against these 20 years. We've been fighting against both of y'all, even though you guys are supposed to be opposing people. But when it came to me, you guys joined together to fight against me. Right? Why? You wanted my gold, my uranium, my oil, right? To better your lives, not ours. You effectively destroyed cities and towns, killed babies, all so you could live better in Russia, so you could live better in America or Europe, Spain, England, Britain, whatever. Nah, we ain't having that. So they suddenly, shall they not suddenly? Shall they not rise up suddenly again? Suddenly that bite thee, right? And this is why China's saying, hey, Iran, can you speak to them and can you tell them to cut back, because we don't want them. That's okay if they hit the American ships, but don't hit the other ships. And they like, hey, shut up, man. You don't got no control over here. You know what I'm saying? You go over there, you stay in Beijing and do your thing. Eat some dog with chopsticks or something. Be quiet. You ain't got nothing to do with the Houthis over here, man. Because we know who been fighting against us, right? Because every man is against him, man. Right? And awake, right? See, this is a time of a great awakening. And it ain't just the brothers and sisters waking up in the truth. It's them waking up saying, hey, look, we're tired of being ran over. We're tired of being the bottom of somebody's shoe every time, right? People are starting to wake up. Those South Africans started rising up, putting those white people, them farmers, putting them off of that land. Hey, you can't farm here no more, man. You gotta go. They beating them and this and that, and then they're giving them the what do you call it? The grunt jobs. Oh, you want a job? Okay, we're gonna give you the grunt jobs. We're gonna give you the jobs nobody else want. We're gonna show you how it's meant to be, man. And see, that's a small thing to way the world is actually gonna be when these Edomites get put into slavery, right? Because they're gonna get put into slavery too. But the Lord is already showing them their judgment through these Hamites, through all these other nations who's saying, hey, look, hey, we're tired of the self-proclaimed so-called white man rising up and doing what the hell he want, man. We're gonna suddenly bite thee, man, right? and awake and what and shall vex. Yeah, see, and that's vexing because you're trying to make your money. You're trying to ship this thing to the Red Sea, go over here, blah 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 blah, make your moves, right? But now it's vexing, and thus shall be for booty unto them, right? See, hey, that's making them money because guess who's funding them? Iran's funding them. Iran's like, hey, you doing that? Here's some money. You doing this and that? Here, a little bit more money. Here's some more weapons. Here's this. Here's that. Right? It says, because thus has spoiled, right? You came to our place, came to the Middle East, spoiled, which means to take, to steal. They spoiled them. Took the gold, their uranium, the oil, right? And like I said, ultimately they're trying to take their way of life, the way that women are supposed to dress. You got these women protesting, having rebellions against the status quo, right? And our status has been our women are to be shamefaced women in subjection, man. The way it's meant to be, man. The way it's ultimately going to be when Yahweh Shai gets here, man. Right? Thus has spoiled many nations, and shall and thus has spoiled many nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. See, so now what's happening? They're trying to ship their goods through there. Hey, the remnant of these people, and that's a small remnant. The Houthis is a small remnant. The what's the ones they're fighting over there in Israel? You got the Houthis, and what's the other one they call? Dang. God dang it! What can I remember right now? But yeah, basically, what they're fighting over there, in Gaza, right? The people who's shooting back at Iran. I mean, from who's getting funded by Iran and shooting at Israel, right? So this is a whole thing that's happening. You can see it all brewing up, right? So it says, yeah, and that's a small remnant of those people, because you're not even got into they're actually fighting, because this is almost like a a proxy war between Iran and Israel, right? Or Iran and the U.S., because the U.S. is backing Israel, right? That's why they're in Yemen and all this other stuff, right? You know? So, and that's just a remnant of them shall spoil thee because of man's blood, and for the violence of the land and of the city and of all that dwell therein. Right? You went all through the Middle East, everywhere, for 20 years to the Taliban, right? And then the Taliban took back that city in 1 week. So you've been there for quite some time. Yeah, I remember Hamas. Okay, Hamas. And that's a small remnant. You got Hamas. Now you got the Houthis. You got Hamas. Those are small remnant of people, man. Right? Yeah, so this is Joel chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, right? Which is basically all these other nations, right? Prepare war, right? And that's what's going on right now. War is everywhere. You know, you got the rumors of civil war here in America. You got the war in Ukraine, the war against Hamas, right? Against Israel, right? You have the Yemen war, which with America, right? Which is the Houthis, right? You got the rumor of was it who America's supposed to protect over there? Um, Taiwan, Salakia. The Chinese and the Taiwan. That's like that's a rumor of a war. Then you still got what's his name? Kim Jong Un, right? Of North Korea, right? Basically, he looked like he's ready for war. That's like a rumor of a war. He's always shooting off these missiles and all these different things. Hey, look, it's about to get real drastic real soon, right? So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, right? Your soldiers, all these different things, right? Which you're gonna go into the draft. You're gonna get woken up. You're gonna get woke up, and it's gonna be a draft. You know what I'm saying? Let all the men of war draw near, right? Let them come up, beat their plowshares into swords and their pruning hooks into spears. And these are things that you use in agriculture when you're farming and all these different things. And what did America recently do? They told all the farmers to destroy a lot of their crops, right? And that they're no longer going to allow them to farm anymore, right? So there is no more farming industry in America, really, right? So they taking the money that they used to give them, like the funding, right? And they're no longer giving them that. So beat the plowshares into swords and the pruning hooks into spears, right? You know, those are for war. Change those things into war equipment, right? Instead of spending $1 million on some type of tractor and the seeds and the things to put it in the ground so you can feed your economy. No, we're gonna put it in war, and we're gonna starve out your economy because it's gonna be a famine pretty soon, and we're just gonna go to war. That's it. Which is silliness, man. All right, and Salaki, where was I? And let the weak say, "I am strong." See, now it's time for these weak nations to say that they're strong, and that's kind of basically what this Hamas and the Houthis are doing. They were known as weak, but they're saying they're strong, right? So Iran, right, is funding them, but then Iran is being backed by Russia, but those rebels don't really give a damn who it is out there. You know what I'm saying? That's just Ishmael. Ishmael don't give a damn, man. Ishmael's against everybody, right? But this is ultimately turned into a big mess, man, that no one's gonna be able to get out of, man. Right? Let the weak say, "I'm strong." Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, right? All you other nations, right? That's another way of saying Gentiles or nations. Gather yourselves together round about thither. Cause thy mighty ones, right? Your military, to come down, O Yahweh, right? Which is the angels. It's lucky because it's going into Yahweh. Call thy mighty ones to come down, which is talking about the angels, starting with Yahweh Shai. Let the heathens, right? All you other nations, be wakened, and come up to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, or the valley of decision, the valley of judgment, the valley of troops, right? Yahweh Shaphat, what they call Jehoshaphat, right? For there will I set to judge all the heathen round about. So that's going right into that Middle East, that Yemen area. They're already fighting in Israel, shooting up Gaza. So these, and then Ukraine ain't too far from there. So it's all that little air. Man, look, man, the valley of Yahweh Shaphat is about to be, yeah. See, the Bible is making complete sense right about now, man. Right? Put put your put ye in your sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow, for their wickedness is great, right? There's too much wickedness in the world, and it's time for Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, to come and judge it, man. Right? This is Isaiah chapter 42, verse 11. Let the wilderness and the cities thereof lift up their voice, right? The valleys that Kedar do inhabit, right? And Kedar goes back to Ishmael, right? And to let their voice lift up is saying, hey, it's time to make war. They need to be heard. You're coming to our place, coming to where we live at. We've been living here for thousands of years, and you get to come here and do what you want to do, right? All for the sake that you make money. So we just supposed to just sit back and let you make money, right? While you just try to destroy our way of life, right? Right, because it's gonna get more drastic, especially once they push that charagma, man. Things are, look, you haven't seen nothing yet, cause that's gonna be a whole different ball game, man. They need to push the charagma right now, realistically. You know what I mean? If you don't know, that's the mark of the East, right? You gotta put in the blanks, man. But hey, you don't know about the Kragma, the Crocs, the Grapho, hey, that's on you. This is the time that things are going to crank up. Because imagine how much distress it put on the world during the CV-19. It's going to put far more stress because it's going to cause us all to get underneath this thing. So things are going to get drastic, man. Things are going to get hectic real soon. Right? So we haven't seen nothing. Let the inhabitants of the rocks sing. Let them shout from the top of the mountains, right? So they're going to war with all these different, Kedar basically going back to Ishmael, and they're going to war with all these different mountains, meaning governments, right? So they're going to war, it don't matter what government, because they all have been against them, against the Ishmaelites, right? Right? Against, the Kedarites, right? Going into the Hamas and the Houthis, man. That's their people going back to Ishmael. So all these governments, these top governments, have been against them. So it says, let them go, let them give glory unto Yahweh and declare his praise in the islands. It says, Yahweh shall go forth as a mighty man, right? Because the Lord's he said, go down to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, right? The Lord is coming to judge, to judge the world, man, right? Yahweh shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. So what's being stirred up right now? The war in Israel, right? The war in Ukraine. And then you're hearing of wars, rumors of wars. So, hey, the Lord is stirring up wars, right? And you have your everyday, especially if you live in America, you have your everyday street wars, hood wars, gang wars, prison wars. So war is imminent. War is going on every day all around you. You have your spiritual war. See why it says that the Lord is a man of war? How can God be a woman, man? There's constant war going on, man. Right? He shall cry, yea, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies. Prevail means what? To win, to destroy them. Right? The Lord is going to gather you to the valley of Yahweh to judge you. And he will prevail. He shall prevail against his enemies, right? And all you nations are the Lord's enemy. Right? Except for the elect of Israel, because even Israel is the Lord's enemy, except for the elect. That's why the Lord is only bringing out the elect of the nation of Israel. Right? How long time I have long time held my peace, right? Right? What did it say in Psalms 83? Stay not silent. So the Lord is coming to that point where he's gonna not stay silent. He had held his peace. No more staying silent. I have been still and refrained myself, right? He refrained himself, right? He held back for a while, but now it's time to judge. Now will I cry like a travailing woman, right? That's who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ is going to come back and cry like a travailing woman. Everybody's going to hear his voice. The whole world is going to shake. The Lord's going to go, ah! And it's going to be like, man, huge, man. It's going to be, man, I will destroy and devour at once, man. It's, hey, boom, boom, hitting, bop, 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 all at one time, man. It's just going to happen, man. All those nations are going to be gathered at the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, and the Lord's going to send down that fire from the chariot, and they're all the nations, whether you're American, whether you're Russian, whether you're Chinese, China, you're wherever, they're all going to be there, and the Lord's going to destroy all at one time. Right? It says their stink shall come up, right? What it tells you in the scriptures. It says, I will make waste the mountains. See all these governments, right? And the hills, the smaller governments, these little Houthi rebels and the Hamas rebels, the Lord going to destroy them too. Right? Whether you're big bad, so-called big bad America, big bad Russia, big bad China, the Lord's going to show you that, hey, he's the mighty man. He's the man of war. Right? Right? He shall prevail, right? Against his enemy, and all you nations are his enemy, man. Because if you're not the elect of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, you're automatically his enemy. Right? And dry up all the herbs, and I will make the rivers and islands, and I will make the rivers, islands, and I will dry up the pools. Right? The Lord's saying, hey, the Lord going to show you that's true power, man. True power, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. So with all that, I want to give all praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, B'Shem Rakak Wadash. Double honor to the apostles, the elders, the bishops, the brothers laboring, the prayers, right? Right? The hopeful elect, right? Because ultimately we have to have the elect, right? scattered out there in the four winds of the world, preaching the truth in sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever. The hopeful elect, the elect, Shalom. To the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your family, through your father, and have come back to the fold. Shalom. To you sisters, you Akwathium, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence, and a Bible ball.